I stared at my reflection in the library window, the weight of another failed exam crushing my spirit. My GPA not good enough, not even close to my dreams. That night changed everything, not because I hit rock bottom, but because it forced me to confront a truth we all face. Working harder isn't always the answer. You see, I was that student who highlighted every textbook until it looked like a rainbow, who stayed up late memorizing facts that evaporated by morning. We've all been there, right? Pushing ourselves to exhaustion, wondering why others seem to get it so easily while we struggle. But here's what I discovered in those dark hours. I wasn't failing because I wasn't trying hard enough. I was failing because I was trying wrong. In this video, I will teach you the 3-step process that I followed to study efficiently and reach the status that I wanted. The first step is understanding. The breakthrough came from an unlikely place. I saw a YouTube video saying, "Stop memorizing and start teaching." That introduced me to the Feynman Technique, named after the Nobel Prize winner. It's beautifully simple. Explain complex topics as if you're teaching a 12-year-old. When I first tried this, standing in my dorm room explaining quantum mechanics to an imaginary child, something magical happened. The fog started lifting. I wasn't just memorizing anymore. I was truly understanding. But understanding wasn't enough. I needed to remember. That's when I discovered the second step, active recall, not just reading, but forcing my brain to retrieve information. I created a simple spreadsheet with questions and answers. Then I hid the answers column and tried to answer the questions by memory. If I could answer them easily, I marked them as green, meaning that I know that correctly. If I have doubts, I mark them with either orange or red and look at the answer. By this, I could make sure I know what I know and do not know. This is like a self-test. No fancy apps, no complex systems, just pure, challenging recall that made my brain work harder but smarter. Later, I understood that highlighting and just putting sticky notes everywhere won't get you anywhere. The real game changer? The third step, spaced repetition. Instead of cramming everything the night before, I spaced out my learning like training for a marathon. Review after 2 days, then a week, then 3 weeks. In these reviews, I tried to actively recall the concepts in that topic. Each review strengthened those neural pathways until complex concepts became second nature. My questions and answer spreadsheet became very useful in this. Because of the color coding, I could exactly see what I know and don't know. I could transform my GPA within a semester, not because I studied more, but because I studied right. Here's what I want you to understand. This isn't just about grades. It's about discovering how your mind truly works. It's about breaking free from the cycle of frustration and self-doubt that holds so many of us back. You don't need to study until your eyes burn. You don't need to sacrifice sleep or sanity. You just need to work with your brain, not against it. Remember this: understanding beats memorization, testing beats reviewing, and spacing beats cramming every single time. The question isn't whether you're smart enough. The question is, are you ready to study smarter, not harder? Your transformation starts now. What will you teach yourself first?